know you're busy and respect your valuable time. So this is your daily dose of 5-minute news with Jay Thomas. Take it away, Jay.
I will take it away. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Welcome to our news roundup for the national, international, galactic, and intergalactic news frolic. And welcome. It's all right. This is just going to be about the Epstein files and the insanity that has transpired. Let me just say, I'm going to start off by saying this. You know who could end all this and name the names of the pedophiles who violated these women and molested these women, who are now women now, it's 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Do you know who could do that? The women. Epstein is dead. He committed suicide. I don't think he did. Anyway, so Epstein is now room temperature somewhere, burning in hell, hopefully. And Maxwell is locked up. So what's the risk? Who's at risk here? So the people who could put an end to this are the women who are on X. They're making a video on X and they're showing their faces. They're there. They're giving interviews. Everybody knows their names. It's not like it's a big secret. They're not 16 years old anymore. They're 32, 28. They're in their late 20s, 30s. They're women now, and all this is behind them. They can name the names. So that could end it. But they don't want it to end because who doesn't want to be invited on TV again for the 15th time, 20th time to tell your story? And yesterday I did a thing, and what was her name? Gilfer. She committed suicide, and it's a terrible story. But again, she was considered by the FBI to be too damaged. She had a lot of issues, a lot of problems to be a good witness. And she later in life, she started blaming her father, who her father said never happened, for molesting her, and her husband for in Australia for domestic violence. And so she had her own issues. But the women who are now out there and supposedly want this document dump, they could name the names and just end it, but they don't. So that's the first question I have. Why don't they just name the names? Everywhere. You can't escape it. Even on page 1 of the Tulsa World here in Oklahoma, below the fold, vote on Epstein files could come this week. Now listen to how this is. This is from the Associated Garbage Press. Stephen Groves, Matt Brown, and Joey Capoletti. It took 3 people to write this story. The push for more disclosure on the years-old sex trafficking investigation into Epstein has come roaring back. Yeah, why? As the House returned to Washington. As lawmakers returned last week, they were greeted by new details. And here's the details. Trump spent hours at Epstein's house with sex trafficking victim that he knew about the girls. Yeah, he knew about the girls. That's why he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. He kicked him out because he kept poaching. He said he kept poaching his workers. So listen how the Associated Garbage Press says that. The new revelations, and the coming vote, expected as early as Tuesday, that's today, showed one of the rare instances where Trump has not been able to exhibit almost total control. Yeah, who do you have? Who do you have? You have Marjorie, Trump calls her Trader Green, and Massey. What has Massey done? Has he done anything? He has all these he does, and he has some great ideas. He's done nothing with them. Not one thing. He hasn't gotten anything over any yard line at all. So I'm sick of hearing about Massey and how great he is. He hasn't done anything. Don't at me at this either. Okay, here we go. We have done. This is Trump. We have nothing to hide, and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax, which is true, perpetrated by the radical left lunatics in order to deflect from our successes. So the president shifted. He says he wants them all released. Okay. And he says further, he says, it become apparent that the bill will pass the House, yada, yada, yada. Mike Johnson changed their approach, outright opposition. So Trump says, I don't care. All I do is care about is that the Republicans get back on point, which is true. I mean, why do you fall for this bull crap with Democrats? Where were Democrats for the past, 10 years on Epstein? Where was, last 4 years, Democrats did nothing on Epstein. They didn't care. Look what they did with the guy with Hunter Biden, who actually diddled his dead brother's wife and child. There are things in that laptop where the dead brother's wife emails him and tells him to stop abusing her daughter, his niece. He got his niece on drugs and supposedly molested her. So what about this thing with the Joe Biden's daughter saying that he showered with her all the time and it was creepy? Well, I guess we don't go there, right? So all this is garbage. It's all coming from the mainstream media and the Democrats. The Democrats are doing this, and they're getting help by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is insane. Whatever she was, I never really got on her bandwagon. I never really got against her. I didn't really care. I mean, she's not my representative. She's from Georgia, and everybody's been saying she's nuts, and I say, why? She seems okay. Well, no, and it's not just this. Let's go down the list of things she's recently done. Apologized to CNN. Doesn't want her business affected by the immigration. She wants to be able to keep illegal aliens because she has a construction business. I was in construction for 20 years. I know why. So then she's on this Epstein, and again, the Epstein files, if quote unquote, the Epstein files, there's thousands and thousands of pages. Go and look at they used to have his arrest and all this stuff in Florida online. I don't know where it went, but you can't find it. But there are literally thousands of pages and videos, and you would just spend hours, you'd spend days, you'd spend years looking at all the crap about Epstein. Epstein was a money launderer. That's what he really was. And he has a shaky past, and he has Uh, he is a I would say he's attached somehow to either to the Mossad and to the CIA and to I think the FBI even. I mean he surrounded himself with people that could protect him. And does he have a uh, does he have friends that probably joined him in his pedophilia? Yeah, probably. There's not going to be a list of them. He's not going to. Here's my spreadsheet. He's not going to like have a list in a drawer somewhere. Uh, they know who they are. Are there videos like Geoffrey said? I can't pronounce her name. Um, are there those lists? Probably. They're probably gone. They're probably destroyed. They probably have people on them like Bill Clinton. Uh, what's that other guy? The guy who owns what is it? Victoria's Secret. Yeah, that's it. You see, so he has just these really wonky things in his past. A lot of people gave him a lot of money. They wanted to be around him. Look. I said this before. After he got out of prison for pedophilia, got out of prison, who came and partied with him? George Stephanopoulos and Katie Couric. Okay, if you are invited to a guy who just got out of jail for pedophilia, would you go to his party? Because that's what they did. So you have that. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that are sleazy, but you're not. It's not going to land on Donald Trump's desk. Donald Trump kicked. This is a fact. It's even in the. The emails. Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for poaching young girls. That's what he did. So if and then Epstein wrote that he's a dirty dog. He wouldn't play. He wouldn't bark. Oh well, yeah. He didn't molest anybody. He didn't have a massage. That's what he said. And even the what was her name? Hold on. Let's see what we have here. I can't pronounce her name. Geoffrey. Victoria Geoffrey. Is that her name? Hold on, I'll do this. Cece. I'll do this. I'm just gonna do this. Girl, Nobody's Girl. This is the name of her book, Virginia Geoffrey. Anyway, it's called Nobody's Girl, and she goes on, and she says in this book that her father molested her, and her husband beat her up and stuff. So, and I don't know if it's true, but he says her father says no, that never happened. But this was a girl that said Trump did nothing wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. And why the stupid Republicans won't come out and say that is beyond me. And this is how they put this. The book recounts Geoffrey's allegations of abuse while working for Donald Trump. That's a lie. At Mar-a-Lago, that's a lie. Epstein hired her with all these promises, and she went with Epstein, and that's why Trump kicked him out. Well, actually, Epstein or Maxwell was trying to groom this girl, and he was doing some sleazy things with this other girl, who was a daughter of a member at Mar-a-Lago, and he kicked him out because of that. That goes back to 2007 or 04. pick the date because they can't make up their mind. But that's why. So here it is. Breitbart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, there is 20, 30 stories. 35, 4. Holy crap. There are more stories on Epstein than there are about Japan raising their bond percentage, their interest rates to 1.71%. That's going to affect you more than this nonsense. It just is. Japan has done that, and that's why the stocks are down. Did you know that? Nope, you didn't. So, I mean, this is Breitbart. This is Breitbart, and these are just within the last day. There's four news stories on Epstein, and if you go back just 2 days, there's like 10. And then you have let's see, New York Times, ABC News, Hindustan, the Hindustan News. I can't believe he did that. I was just really upset. I will not support him anymore. Oy vey. Politico, Fox News, of course, BBC, and scumbag Democrats in the House, NPR, of course. So this is the big story, everybody. This is the big story. The big nothing burger. This is the Russia gate all over again, and you're all falling for it again. All right, ladies, you're out there demanding they release the documents. You're making videos on X about releasing the documents. All right. Then tell us the names. You know the names. Tell us. We don't have to release the documents if you would just tell us the names, because now you're old enough. You're not a young lady, a young girl anymore that's afraid, and your tormentor is dead and the other one's in prison. So tell us the names or shut up, because there's a lot of other things that are more important than the Epstein files. And if you haven't gone down this road, like I have gone down this road and dug into all this garbage, and you know where you end up? You end up finding out that Ghislaine Maxwell groomed girls for, guess who? Epstein. That's it. That's what you find. Those two. And nobody else. Nobody's name is in there. There's no list. So if you wanted this Thomas Massey bullshit, or the MTG bullcrap, or the Democrats, the crap, and what I'm saying is, I should have warned people I was going to swear. If you want this bullcrap to continue, then there's no helping you. You're just an idiot. So there's other things that are more important, like Japan, which I'm going to do a thing on later on. Japan just shook the world economy by raising their interest rates from zero. If it's kept it at zero since 2008. So it went up to 1%, and people are freaking out. 1.7. So, well, that's it. I've had it. I'm not going to do any more of this garbage. I just can't. I can't take the Epstein crap anymore. So if you want to listen to this crap, go ahead, because it's just going to, I don't know. It's not worth anything anymore. It's worth a maybe a Christmas decoration that says with Jeffrey Epstein's face on it. It says this ornament didn't hang itself. There you go. That's what it's worth. Well, we will see you later. Bye bye.